Well, today is Black Women's Equal Pay Day. It marks the extra 214 days that Black women must work to catch up with what white, non-Hispanic men made in pay last year. Sharon Epperson joining us now with more on what can be done to narrow this disparity. Sharon, it's good to have you on this morning.
Good to be with you, Brian. You know, research shows that Black women face a persistent pay gap, including in jobs that have been essential during the pandemic. Here's the stark data. On average, Black women are paid only 63 cents for every dollar paid to a non-Hispanic white man. This amounts to a median wage gap of over $2,000 a month, more than $24,000 a year, and nearly $1 million over the course of a 40-year career for a full-time working Black woman versus white man. That's according to the National Women's Law Center. Jasmine Tucker is the director of research there.
I've looked at this in a lot of different ways. I've cut it by education. I've cut it by age. I've cut it by job, and it doesn't go away. It gets a little bigger, it gets a little smaller, but the wage gap is there. There's a wage gap in 94% of occupations.
And even in high-paid occupations in the same profession, the disparity persists, including among doctors on the front lines fighting COVID. White male physicians and surgeons make about $63 an hour, while Black women in these positions make less than $47 an hour, according to the Economic Policy Institute. And that gap can potentially result in millions of dollars of lost wages in a Black female physician's lifetime. Research shows student loan debt and caregiving duties, particularly for single Black women, are among the factors that can exacerbate the overall gender and racial wealth gap. So what's the best way to close the divide? Many experts agree that unless more Black women are in top leadership positions with decision-making power, wage and wealth gaps will continue, Brian.
All right, so let's talk more about that. Obviously, increasing the number of Black female leaders is key. I mean, you rise up the ranks, you make more money, you close that gap. Aside from that, which is pretty obvious, what else can be done, Sharon?
Well, some experts say that since Black and Latino women are disproportionately in low-paid jobs, raising the minimum wage would help significantly. Others say unions often create worker protections and better wages, too. And we've also reported about how some companies are helping workers pay back student loan debt. Employers can make tax-free contributions of up to $5,250 a year to their employees' student debt. That's through 2025. And that can help many employees, including Black women, who are among the hardest hit by student loan debt.
Okay, let's talk about child care, because this is a big deal. I mean, it's not hard to do the basic math. If you make under X dollars a year, after taxes and after child care costs, you basically bring home zero. So you're thinking, I'm working to bring home $0 because all the money is going to daycare. And by the way, now my kid is in daycare all day long. What about things like subsidizing child care? Just helping make sure that moms can go to work and have a safe place to keep their kid. That's huge.
It's huge because look at the pay gap for mothers. Mothers who work full-time earn 75 cents for every dollar paid to fathers. Single mothers bring in just 54 cents for every dollar earned by married men. And Black moms are paid just 52 cents on the dollar. So a recent study found that if high-quality, affordable child care were universally available, the result would be a net increase in income of more than $100,000 for the average Black mother over her lifetime.
Sharon, you know our area. I mean, I think I did the math years ago, and my wife and I decided, if you make under 40 grand, it's basically you're breaking even or losing money with child care costs. That's a huge deal.
Child care is a huge deal. It's so very important. And you know, Brian, another factor that many people point to is the pay discrimination based on salary history. If you're in a job where you are underpaid or paid less than your peer, and you go to the next job and that continues, and you go to the next employer and they base it on what you were paid before, it's just a never-ending cycle. So doing away with looking at salary history, looking at what the potential is for the worker or what the worker should have been paid in that previous job is very key to closing that gap as well.